Hi, and welcome to the Hope and Mum and Dad podcast. I'm Becky, and this is
Fuzz.
And we are on episode 46. We're a podcast all about IVF, infertility, and becoming parents. And in this episode, I'm 27 weeks pregnant. Yay, finally. I say finally, but we have been talking about it a lot lately.
Yeah, lots of waiting around, stuff like that. Like we said with the podcast, we started off documenting our IVF journey, but obviously it'll hopefully evolve into, like being parents and like figuring all that stuff out. So,
because that's what's happening.
Yeah, hoping mum and dad.
So, like I say, I'm 27 weeks pregnant and almost in the third trimester. I guess it's 27, 28 weeks.
Are you not in the third trimester then? I thought you were.
Well, that's what I mean. I think it depends on the app you're looking at or the person you're talking to. I'd say I'm on the cusp. On the home stretch. Yeah.
How are you feeling in yourself?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah. You are, how was your mood in general?
Well, you asked me this last week and we did touch upon it a lot. My mood has improved because I had been quite moody. Mm-hmm. Has it though?
I think so.
I think it has. It has this week. I feel lots better and we've done a lot of stuff and seen friends, and one of my other friends noticed that I felt not myself, and she's been around to see me and I've seen her. And
what did they say? Did they say,
I think
you're miserable? I'd
put out on Instagram that I was like feeling a bit down in the dumps and like working from home was getting boring. And then I went out with some of my friends Saturday and I was talking to one of them, and one of my really good friends, my best friend probably was with us, and I wasn't talking to her, but she kind of heard me saying that. So then she talked to me afterwards and was like, we need to do more in the week, basically. Yeah. So that's good.
If someone said
to you, lots of people looking after me.
What's it like being pregnant at this stage? What would you say?
Good. It is good. But I guess I'm really lucky because like I haven't had a very symptomatic pregnancy. I've been quite generally plain sailing. But I think this is probably the bit where people start to feel a bit fed up and uncomfortable. I think Mum visited this weekend, and while she was down, I did notice that like things were getting a bit different. Like I was getting tired more easily.
Is that to be expected, you think, in this bit?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like I think
because you get tired in the beginning too, don't they?
Yeah, in the first trimester I was napping all the time, and then in the second trimester I didn't have that boost of energy that people talk about in the second trimester, but I definitely napped less and probably stayed up later. But yeah, I'm starting to get more tired, and I don't know, too much information, but getting a bit constipated and other pregnancy things, heartburn.
You've always got heartburn at the moment, and your mum thinks disappointed, doesn't she, because of that?
Yeah. So it was a busy weekend, but really lovely because Mum looked after us, didn't she?
Yeah. I think you've kind of calmed down a little bit on the whole, like, oh my God, everything's got to be ready, baby. Like,
well, that's because we're getting ready now.
Yeah, but people have kids in all kinds of different ways and stuff, and it just works.
But we've painted the baby's room. Note to anyone who listened last week, we have not gone for a mural so far. It's turned into like a geometric kind of mountain, hasn't it?
There'll be some, I think we're going to put some vinyl stickers on and stuff like that, which is like exactly what I said. Basically.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Got a little elephant.
We did get a little elephant from John Lewis.
I'm letting myself kind of get into it a bit more now.
Yeah.
Like we said before, there's been, when you're waiting for so long and stuff before, and you kind of don't want to kind of get into it to protect yourself, but I don't know, it's kind of cool, just looking at like baby stuff and whatever, and we're figuring it out. Doing a bit of DIY, sorting things out, making space. The biggest problem we've got at the moment is just making space, because we live in a Victorian terraced house, which I like. Yeah,
but we've got the tip booked Monday, so we're going to have a big purge, as it were.
But the room's painted. Ross came round. We got our builder friend Ross to just check out the room, and I said, is it worth putting some insulation and stuff? Because if it is, then it's probably better off doing it now. And he was like, nah, it's fine, don't need it.
Yeah.
So painted. We just gotta move some furniture around and stuff now, haven't we?
Yeah, and just get rid of stuff really, because I think we're
pretty smart. I'm quite good at like Becky likes nice, clean, blank, nothing walls and everything put away and nothing in sight. And unfortunately, because we live in a terraced house, like it can't really work like that. So I try and be as good as I can with storage. It is though.
It's not.
It is.
It's because you.
I have things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you are actively using things all the time, not because it's a terraced house.
I'm a photographer and a videographer.
It's your lifestyle.
Yeah, but so just change your lifestyle to have a clear nothing in your house.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's
your
not
house
because
is,
of our
the house
type.
is for you and your stuff. You don't get rid of. You don't change your life so you can live in a.
No, but you do have to live with people in harmony.
Exactly. So we put things away.
Yeah.
We make sure, we try and use every little bit of space we can, and we should be hoping. But you don't like it because it's not like a BBC Good Homes magazine cover, which is nothing, and a picture of a pebble on the wall like that Rod Gilbert joke.
I don't want pebble pictures.
You do?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Coco's been really good.
Yeah, we had a little photo shoot with Cokes. Well, I had a little photo shoot with Coco. With the bump and Coco. So I think
keep peeled on Instagram, and we'll put a couple of them out. But it's kind of, it feels, I've mentioned it before, I'm a photographer and stuff, so I do portraits, weddings, commercial stuff, loads of different stuff. And with COVID over the last couple of years and stuff, everything, I've been on a bit of a kind of sabbatical because I've just tried to make sure that I'm looking after my wedding clients. So I haven't gone out and tried to book loads and loads and loads of weddings because we didn't know if they were all going to get cancelled. And if they get cancelled, you've now got 60 weddings crammed into 1 year, so there's not even enough space to do them. So I was like, right, the people that book me, I'm just going to make sure that they're my priority, people who I've committed to, and then just kind of learn a few new skills, do bits and pieces, but not really push to sort of get out there. But now I feel think it's at the right time to start
doing that again.
Yeah, just because it could, do you know what I mean? It could be more hassle.
Yeah, before it could have been. Yeah,
before, if it was okay, I'll go out and I'll put loads of time and
You
energy into
wouldn't have been able to accommodate all the couples that have rescheduled if you had booked more work, basically.
Yeah, and the work was uncertain, and then it's gross, but in creative industries and freelance stuff, people just, I think they panic and they undercut everyone. Yeah. And then what happens is everyone's I'll do your wedding for a tenner. And then they book a year's worth, realise they can't do it. And the professionals who have sensible rates that cover their their bills and raising a family and stuff, they don't get any work. And then they do. It's the types of people that book them. But it was really horrible watching all that stuff going through the pandemic where people would undercut and just and we're so lucky that you're a teacher, basically.
Yeah, and that's one of the bonuses of us being a photographer. Obviously, when we need to, we can take family photos quite easily. And
I might start.
Coco was the star of the show yesterday.
Yeah, and I might I mean, it's not going to be relevant for everyone listening, but people in South Wales, I might when I get the websites rejigged about it and stuff, I might maybe put a little offer out for listeners if they want a family portrait or whatever. Yeah,
it's a good idea.
It'd be kind of cool. We've done a couple of newborn shoots, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it'd be kind of cool to have our own newborn shoot with our kid.
Well,
I've only just thought about that now.
It's a definite. Have you? I've been thinking about it before, and I think it'll be
more
successful because it's easier to manipulate your own baby. Because I mean, before you've been a bit scared about moving them because they're so tiny.
I don't really move them. I ask mum to move them.
Yeah.
But
but you'll know how to move them into good positions because you've done it with your own baby.
We should think of mates up the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should speak
so going back to Coco, I think both of us have thought how's she gonna be. I still don't think she thinks I'm pregnant. She doesn't have a clue, and but she'll be good. I've played a couple of crying baby noises by her, and she's not really bothered.
She's not
she looks at
all.
me and then she's like, eh.
And she's been good with small boy.
Yeah.
And toddlers, people kids that are a bit bigger, because kids if you got a dog, you gotta be careful without being over the top, but you got to be careful because
they're animals.
Even if they're calm and everything's fine, there's no problem. Kids run around and they're kind of, jittery, and they spook, and they can kind of spook dogs a bit.
Definitely.
So it just takes a bit of kind of getting used to and sorting out stuff.
Adapting. So that's us this week, really. I got some nice new post today from my sister. She sent me a lovely book called Newborn Mothers, and it's Newborn Mothers. When a baby is born, so is a mother, by Julia Jones. And she sent it to me because her friend has read it and really enjoyed it. So I got it today, and I have read a lot of it in the bath already, and it's really interesting. Basically, it's talking about how women, and probably men and anyone who's given birth, go through like a physical and mental change. And
the Huberman thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, it's literally... There's studies that have shown that basically there's loads of neuroplasticity in new mothers' brains, because last week you were talking to me about baby brain, and I think you said verbatim,
neuroplasticity,
the baby's stealing your brain, because the
neuroplasticity wrong. Is like the ability to learn new things.
Yeah, but this happens,
and retain that information.
This happens because when you're going through pregnancy, your brain reduces in size a little bit. Honestly, they've
tiny brain. Becky's got a tiny brain.
Yeah. So I think they were. I've bookmarked a bit of the book, and there was a lady called Marion Diamond who was like a pioneer in neuroscience. She was born in 1926.
Did she figure out the left-right movement thing from walking?
No, she figured out, like, she looked at brains in people and knew that it was always assumed that brains were just brains and they didn't change through your whole life. But she was the first person to say that, like, brains change size, and the syntaxes or synapses change. Yeah. And so she did loads of studies on rats, and basically found out, like, when your brain's stimulated, it can go bigger, and when it's impoverished, it can go smaller. But she did a test that found that, like, basically pregnant people, their brains reduce, and it's because your brain is basically doing like a massive declutter and organize so that you can get rid of information that's not useful anymore, to make space to be neuroplastic, to have neuroplasticity, to learn new things. It was really interesting.
Yeah, you know what they say when your life flashes before your eyes, like if you're dying or something, like if you're in a dangerous situation, that's your brain kind of scanning, trying to find a solution to fix the problem.
She said something like, basically from an MRI scan, like they found it in studies, you can tell from an MRI scan whether a woman's had a baby or not because of their brain and how it's changed within 2 years of having a baby. Yeah. So that's quite cool.
We're massive fans of Andrew Huberman. You should go and check out his podcast called Huberman Labs, and he does a lot on Instagram as well. But it's like basically actionable stuff. So you listen to it. He explains something in really basic terms. I think he would have covered that stuff as well.
He's probably got an episode on it. But I just thought it was really cool that Marion Diamond, she was born in 1926, so she's only a year older than my nan was, and that's a long time ago. Like,
and women probably had a tough time battling through academia and stuff back then.
But just in general, I think there's like a gender bias in research and science anyway. Lots of studies are based on men, not women, so it's only
have been
and it's changed in the last probably 50 years.
But they haven't got the historical data yet.
But that's really cool. So baby brain is a thing, but it happens for a reason. So are
you thinking about how you because neuroplasticity is not just about learning things like actionable things like skills and stuff, but you can actually rewire to be calm and adjust your mood and
everything
stuff like that.
It's about like spiritual, physical, and emotional.
Have you thought about like what you could maybe so I keep going on about Andrew Huberman, but this is basically all the stuff he talks about. Like, I have trouble sleeping and stuff, so but I like loads of the stuff the advice he gives is like actionable. So it's like, don't have overhead lights on, try and dim all the lights down, try and avoid screen time. If you can, the most interesting one I think is if you can catch the last hour of sunlight from like bright sun, like dusk, the sun going down, then you become less sensitive to bright lights. So like if you go, say you watch Netflix till 2 a.m, and you haven't been outside all day, that bright light from and stimulation will keep you awake. But if you go and watch a sunset and it comes down, then that will like make your eyes less sensitive. So you can, if you want to stay up late watching TV one night, go and watch the sunset.
Yeah.
But pregnancy wise, all these tips and tricks and stuff that I kind of pick up on, you're not so fussed on it because you don't really have problems sleeping, do you?
Not so much.
No. So, but have you thought about how we could take some of those tools and stuff and like maybe work on a bit of a plan leading up to the due date?
A plan for what?
Well, like I'm thinking we could maybe look at some of the tools that Huberman talks about, you know, like not just learning skills per se, but learning to be calm and sort of like having a routine and stuff. And you could, but like leading up to the due date, we could maybe start doing things and have a bit of a routine and like
well,
and
we're
that
already
kind of
doing things like that because you're already doing lots of downlights.
Yeah, but you're not fussed on them. You like if you walk into a room, you put the lights on, like the big bright lights on.
Yeah, because it's practical.
Yeah, but it's a minor change, but it will make a difference on your mood and stuff. But
you have to be careful with your eyesight though.
Yeah, I mean, don't go. Yeah, I'm not saying like stumble around and do stuff if it's too dangerous, but you can the dim lights that we've got at a certain time.
Yeah.
But if you got into it as well and did some of the floor work that I do as well.
Yeah, it might not be all that helpful though, because I guess when you're a new parent, like obviously you want to be able to go to sleep, but at the same time you're going to be
I'm
up
not
all
talking
night.
about being a new parent. I'm on about like, you know, when we get close to the due date where you might get a little bit more.
But I will be a new parent.
I'm coming up to the due date. You haven't given birth.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that last bit of pregnancy where it might be a bit more stressful.
Yeah. Maybe
we could work on a routine and doing some things like I've been implementing.
Yeah. We have noticed from my Fitbit that I'm not getting any deep sleep, so I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah.
So like I'm sleeping normally, going to bed at roughly the same time, but not having any deep sleep, and we don't know if that's like a scientific
I think
thing.
you can work on it. You can improve the quality of sleep by doing a few different things that like I do.
Yeah.
And maybe we should look at doing that.
Yeah.
And you could report back to people then and say like, it was useless, didn't really make a difference, or just like simple things like I got a big thick yoga mat, so it's like some yoga mats are really thin and they're like
rubbish.
But this one's like a really thick one, got from Costco. So I just lie on it. And I don't do anything sometimes. I just lie on it. And it's like firmer than a bed. So it makes you, I don't know, just listen to some music with like some like mood lights on and stuff and just like relax. And that.
I do that before you come to bed though. I always have low lights on and just chill in bed before I sleep.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. But if you chill on the floor, on the mat, it's a different place to the bed. Because like, I used to stay in bed and watch loads of stuff all the time, and but then I read that like sleep hygiene or whatever, you're meant to like literally only go to bed when you go to sleep.
Yeah, and not have technology in your room.
Well, don't just go to bed and watch TV in bed for hours. That's why we don't argue. But I'm like, do you want to watch an episode? And you're like, yeah. And you always go upstairs, and I'm like, no.
It depends, because you sometimes want to watch it upstairs.
Nah.
You do.
I generally want to watch it downstairs, but that's why, because I want to go up and go to bed, and loads of cool techniques and stuff. I need to listen to some more episodes. I haven't listened to them for ages. I listen to them like every week, missed one or two, and then I was like,
yeah. The problem with that TV thing though is because you asked me to watch TV when I'm going to bed, so that's why.
Yeah, but if we watch an episode before we go to bed, we should watch it downstairs.
Yeah, earlier than you suggest.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's an interesting thing. Lots of brain studies and neuroscience though. Yeah. I'm looking forward to reading the rest of the book anyway.
Ali was talking about hypno stuff. So it's kind of similar to that, isn't it? Yeah,
I guess so, yeah. Practicing all the calming stuff, so I'm going to look into that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do it together. Yeah. Because like,
it's good for us to both know what the breathing techniques are and what, like you've already said,
parasympathetic side. Yeah, the quickest way to lower your heart rate is, and this is almost like a fan podcast for the Andrew Huberman podcast. Parasympathetic side, you take a breath, and then after that, you take another quick breath, and it opens up the
Areola?
No, that's your
That's
that's your nipples.
No, it is
Alveoli.
alveoli.
Alveoli is in your lungs, and the
Areola is on your nipple.
yeah, not your nipples. It doesn't open your nipples, but so it's like so the breathing, parasympathetic side, quickest way to calm down. Can do it any time of day. Going to bed, out and about is.
Sounds lovely.
My nose is a little bit blocked.
Yeah.
It works though.
Yeah.
I've been running and I've done that running and I've lowered my heart rate while I've been doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's all exciting things to look forward to. Other exciting news this week is I started pregnancy yoga online with Kat Strawbridge's Finally Pregnant pregnancy yoga, and she's doing that with a lady called Yoga with Sim, and that was really nice. You were a bit shocked to come in and just see me like
you were
lying
just on
down
the floor like lying down. I was like,
yeah,
it's
not all about lying down on the floor. It was lovely, really nice. I mean, I've done yoga before, so it was. I mean,
I was just professional. That was too easy for me.
No, I haven't done it for years, but I used to do yoga a lot, and pregnancy yoga is very different, but it's really nice because it's like a mindful practice, and it's all about breathing and moving slowly and like stopping to include like rubbing your belly in the middle of movements and stuff, which was nice because it was just, I think it's really easy to be busy when you're pregnant, and like I've said in the past,
not enjoy it,
when I not
savor it,
and also
did
not
I say savior?
Yeah,
is that the right word?
No, savor. And not notice things. Like I sometimes have a little panic halfway through the day because I'll be like, oh, I've been so busy I haven't noticed any kicks, and it's not that the baby hasn't kicked,
we've had
just that we've been busy.
A lot of other stuff, which has made that a bit more of a thing.
But I find that if that happens, I sit down or lie down and then I'll feel it. But this kind of yoga practice is really nice because it gives you like an hour to just be in the moment, and also you get to chat with other women who are pregnant, and you know, it's like a bit more of a community, so I guess it's a bit personal. So that's like for the 4 weeks of May, which is exciting, and I've already connected with some people on Instagram who are on it too, which is nice. So yeah, I've enjoyed that. Yeah,
just slowly getting things ready. Obviously, the most annoying thing, like everything, I think everything would be a bit more on track and sorted and wherever, but being in that car crash and like all the stuff we've had to pay out for, like equipment breaking and like physio and all the stuff, which is fine because the you know, the truck that went into the back of us will be paying for it all. But
well, not the truck, the insurance.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's kind of messed loads of stuff up, and we were like saving for maternity and moving things around, but we've had to use a lot of money on all this stuff that we didn't expect to have to spend money on, and it's not the end of the world, but it is kind of stressful. It's kind of stressful because we had a plan, it was all figured out, and then all of a sudden we've got like to spend all this money on stuff. Yeah. So I hope that gets sorted out soon.
Yeah, it's going to be okay, and
it'll be okay.
It
just
goes to show as well how
tough
life is, but also
how tough they are.
Babies, yeah.
No, but this one.
Yeah.
We have to call it they because we don't know.
Yeah, we do. I've lost my train of thought a bit, but I was
tough babies.
No.
Everything will be all right.
Yeah, everything will be all right. We made a plan, but it's not that plan. And last week you were talking about birth plans and how you shouldn't stick to it.
I don't think that's...
Yeah.
People are going to like not like me for saying it, but I don't think it's great to have a plan. Because
I think it's good to have knowledge of what can happen.
Yeah, but if you... Plans only really make people feel better if they get...
Like you said...
If they get done properly.
It's like a mindset thing, and talk about preferences, not plans. And that's also a hypnobirthing thing, because I think they talk about preferences, not plans, and pressure, not pain. Yeah.
Good way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
We should get Ali on. Do you think Ali would come on and talk about that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should get her on. Talk about it.
Not that my sister's an expert, but she's got
experience.
Used those techniques. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
So, I think we've probably run out of stuff to talk about this.
Yeah. Apart from, I realised it's only 13 weeks until the due date, which is quite soon.
Yeah.
On the final countdown. instead of counting up, we're counting down almost. Like, we're not, but because you count the weeks going up, like, oh, I'm 27 weeks pregnant.
I'm really bad because I'm dyslexic, so I just go, it's something soon.
But we're getting to the point where we're starting to count down because it's only 13 weeks left, which is like,
yeah. Be nice to have the house a bit more sorted and stuff.
Yeah.
But like like people say, they don't go in. The nursery is like, it's not a big deal because they're not in the nursery.
No.
Like, but it'd be nice to have a clean room that's done,
it'd be nice
and
to
it
have
look
a
like a
space.
baby's room, and then just look at it.
Because our house is kind of like eclectic anyway, and it's got stuff all over the place, like bikes and stuff in your office, and that. It'd be nice to have the baby's room ready so that we can do tummy time and stuff in there, and that's like a clear floor space that doesn't have stuff all over the place.
Yeah, so just basically getting the house sorted and everything, so that should be cool. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get Ali on next time. Maybe not. Yeah, let's try and get her on for next time, so it's a bit of a break. People can have a bit of a spruce it up for people a bit rather than just us all the time. Maybe we'll try and speak to some other people too.
Yeah, I have been reaching out to people who have been on before, and new people as well. So
come and say hi, guys. Come and hang out.
If you're interested in being on the show, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We're just two normal people that you'd be chatting to. And
like we said before, like we we cover IVF, but we're also, hopefully, everything's going well, hopefully we're going to be parents, so it's going to be a bit of both. I think we'll probably dip in and out of both. Like, it's the same place really. But some people, I've noticed that some people compartmentalize stuff a bit. It's like
stick
wherever
to one thing.
But we are about having a family, and the way that we did it was with IVF. So it should be cool. So
so that's a wrap on this week's episode.
Ooh, sassy ending. Right, we'll see you in a bit.